offer several different options for IP owners, right? One is you can sell your portfolio to us. That's can be structured in a variety of ways where we may pay cash up front for that. We can structure it in a way where you participate in the back end and it's less cash up front, but you'll participate in the back end with us. Or we can look at a model where you really believe in in the value that the portfolio has, but don't want to monetize it yourself, and you can look to us in a way where you share in the upside with us. There's no cash up front in that model, in the last one, but you will share in a greater percentage of what we generate from that IP portfolio. Also, when we look at portfolios, the important thing to remember is typically we focus on acquiring the portfolio, and so that we have control over the monetization aspects of it. But as Eric has mentioned previously, we do a couple of other things besides just that, right? We acquire IP and monetize it. We will also fund litigation in very unique and specific circumstances. And then, depending on the value of your IP, we can lend against it, and we'll also buy royalties at a discount, typically. Litigation finance is an expensive use of capital for us. Typically we look for very sophisticated partners there, and it's not something I would suggest for most parties. But if you truly believe in the portfolio and have no interest in selling it to us in any way, we will step in and fund litigation, but we take a very active role in that. And I would almost look at us, unlike some of our competitors, right, who don't take an active role in this. I would look at us as a much more private equity oriented, almost partner in this. In terms of oversight and the activity. The other areas that get a little bit glossed over in what we do is the financing approach and the royalties. We're almost creating an industry in terms of the royalty acquisitions. It's not done a ton outside of pharmaceuticals today. And if you have a royalty stream, and maybe outside music too, the other area that I think, again, is glossed over a little bit. There's a lot of companies out there that have great IP portfolios where their IP isn't being infringed today. We can lend against that, against that portfolio based on, what we think the realizable value is. And, what does that term mean? It's really what we think, we could license that IP for to today. And, we think it's a very risk appropriate approach, but it's one where again you can get capital today, and where you may not be able to otherwise from other type lenders that exist, right? So when you think about the typical private lenders. Private credit's probably not going to be interested if you don't have a significant asset base. Venture is going to struggle with this as well. And there's other ways to raise money, but it's a unique approach and a unique way to monetize the value of the IP as a security.